So Goldplay Mining, ticker AUC on the Toronto Venture Exchange, already has some very interesting gold and copper projects in its portfolio in British Columbia, but also in Portugal. Now, the company revealed another groundbreaking deal for two projects in the Chilcotin district of British Columbia. We got hold of Goldplay CEO Katalin Kilofleski to explain the deal to us. Welcome back, Katalin. It seems every time we speak, Goldplay has acquired another exciting project or two for its portfolio. Tell us about this latest deal. How did that come about?
Absolutely. First of all, it's a pleasure to update the investors and nice talking to you, Bern. As you may recall, Goldplay has been really listed with a very ambitious goal. And, this is now probably our third major acquisition since beginning the company. But one thing is important, people have to pay attention. We're not growing for the sake of growing. We're really delivering on our promise and our strategy. We've been set to create a company that's focused on, making some world-class discoveries. And yet again, today's acquisition provides that opportunity. We've acquired today, or we have an option to acquire 100% interest in two very large districts in British Columbia. Those districts have seen sporadic work throughout the year with some really, really good results. We're talking, over 120 grams gold, 1% copper. So, sporadic work has been done throughout the years, but yet nobody has, one, controlled the entire district like we have now, and two, has mounted a significant exploration program like we are planning to do here. So very excited about the acquisition, and that has the potential, as we want, to kind of put the company, as the work progresses, into a different league here.
Okay, well, we certainly would like to see that done. Let's get into it then. Let's get to it. Tell us about the Big Frank property. That's the bigger of the two properties. Where is it located? How big is it? What kind of historical information do you have?
Yeah, so location is really about under 300 kilometers northwest of Vancouver. So people are familiar with Vancouver and British Columbia. If you look on the map, on a geological map, it's kind of a mirror image of the Vancouver Island. This is where you have on Vancouver Island some significant deposits and mines. So this is arguably a continuation of that trend. It's relatively a newly discovered trend, a recognized trend in BC, but very, very promising. And what validates, this thesis that it's really a prominent trend in BC and the vendor of our project has actually had discussions with Freeport, which is the largest copper producer in the world, and they are quite keen to, explore those projects, or they express a genuine interest in those. So, this is something we'll be following up on as we begin to put our pieces together. So, the other project, the Nuit Mountain project, it sits about 75 kilometers to the east of Big Frank, similar type of district. In terms of size, they are both big. We're talking about 10,000 hectares on Big Frank and close to 3,000 hectares on Nuit Mountain. So those are big scale projects. The mineralized trends on them run between 8 and 20 kilometers. And feel free to go on our website. We have a nice image of 3D from Google Earth that shows, the gossains and the alterations on those projects. People can see that in brown. So, again, historical information, it's plenty but scattered because, bits and pieces of work have been done historically by various groups and companies. So we do have access to all that because it's public information in BC. But importantly, tomorrow, a team of 5 geologists will be on the project from Goldplay to really put everything together and kind of get a sense of what we really want to do starting next summer. So, very excited, and we already have boots on the ground on those.
Well, that's certainly good to hear that you're prioritizing work there or starting work already. So you will do some small scale work until the end of this year, or how long can you work on these projects?
Yeah, look, really, this is going to be a fairly short program, probably a week or so with 5 people on the ground. And the objective of that program is really to provide us the the validation and the information required put together with the historical information so that we have a solid work plan for next summer, right? So, this is the reason for this work program. We are planning to do a program in the range of about $600,000 for next year on those projects. And this is in line with our commitments for this project. So it's well within our means and ability to do. So that's the reason for this work right now that's just being undertaken starting tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, good to hear. So what is the opportunity you see there? What are you after with earning into both of these projects?
Really, I think it's very simple. We really are after, uncovering a big district play. We really want to be able, from my personal objective, I really want to see if we can repeat, the success we had with Tudor Gold, starting from 20 cents, 25 million mark up to $500 million. Can we get somewhere there near that type of success? And I think, geologically, I think there is a realistic potential of that being the case, right? So objective again is to be a company maker, to uncover a big district play and a project that would attract the interest of majors and significant institutional investors, right? So the objective here is, we can do with the initial work around within our means based on the commitments, but yet we're going to be engaging already, majors and other institutional investors to, prove up the concept and try to get their support. So then the project can really have the millions of dollars required to, make that discovery happen. Right, so that's objective here.
Okay, so we were talking about the opportunity GoldPlay sees in these projects, but what about the commitments you have made? What about the strategy you have in place to work all these kind of different projects?
So it's a very good question, because investors very often ask the question, do you guys are taking on too much? Right. And I think, it's very important to provide clarity on that to investors. So first of all, the company is fairly young still. We're roughly about 5 months old company since we began trading, and we've done 3 major transactions since. So those transactions and those deals that we're doing, it's really a function of providing the company as many solid options as we can. And one then would have to look very closely at the structure of the deal. So the structure of those transactions, it's, very little upfront commitments, such that we have a firm grasp on the project, of an option on those projects. And then, the work kind of year one is within our ability to do if we choose to continue with them. Even the current transaction is 600,000 thereabouts is something we can actually do within our means. And then, it provides us an opportunity as we move into early next year and the initial work has been completed on those, to say, okay, which ones is our core project? Do we want to keep this, and then, eventually others we could joint venture, partner, sell, possibly even drop, because again, the deal is structured such that there's a minimum initial possible loss to the company. So very smartly structured. And that's, I think, providing lots of upside to investors with protected downside, right? And we are quite keen to advance at least a few of the projects we have. And as a matter of fact, I'll be on a plane soon to Portugal. I'll be spending a few weeks there with the geologists and our technical team in Portugal. We are planning to begin drilling there later in September. So, again, same exercise. With all those projects, which one you're going to tackle? So we're going to go through several weeks of technical debates and reasoning why. And then we pull the trigger and we're going to turn the drills. So, that provides a bit of glimpse on our strategy.
Okay, very interesting. And good to hear that the drills are starting to turn. So just give us a short summary. What is the value proposition for GoldPlay Mining? Why should investors be thinking about taking a position at this moment in time?
I think it's a function of, a group of people that have a solid track record. Then you can look at anybody in our team, from myself, which I was involved with Tudor Gold, look at the chairman of our advisory board, Walter Kos, $1 billion company with Skeena. Those are people that actually are also investors in GoldPlay. for the majority of people in our board and advisory board are shareholders. They invested real money in the company like you do as investors. So this is our aligned. We have a reputation to defend, and I think, you know, we are committed to make this a success. And then you add to that a suite of very solid projects like the one we announced today. I'm really excited about. And then to counterbalance that early stage type project, we have the Portuguese projects, which are more advanced and, you know, more brownfield projects. And then a very good group of investors. You know, we have the support of some significant brokers. Raymond James here in Vancouver, run by Seth Allen. You know, within his network, probably 1/3 of the stock is held. So those are, you know, solid long-term brokers and investors that will be supporting the company as we go forward. And then, you know, through our connections, mutual connections, we do have the ability to reach into, you know, more institutional investors and possibly majors. One more thing to note here, if you look closely at our advisory board, we made 2 new appointments recently. I'll mention one, Ken Brunk, ex-Newmont senior executive for many, many years with some really high positions in Newmont. So why is important? Nothing comes of chance. You know, look, like we have this project that requires to be on the radars of majors. So, you know, having somebody in our advisory board, it really helps us hopefully, you know, get on the radar of majors as we put that project forward. So, you know, it's a combination of things, and really we are committed on work on the ground. So work in BC is being undertaken right now. Portugal is going to start. So news flow should start to beef up as we go into the fall.
Okay, thank you very much. That certainly sounds good. We're looking forward to hear more. And I'm sure we'll talk again when there's more progress on one or the other of your very exciting projects. And thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you, Björn, and pleasure to update investors.